evening, everyone, and welcome to Indie in the Evenings. My name is John Peel.
My name's Lawrence Lear.
And we are back for our third show.
Hopefully the best one, but I'm starting to
hopefully. I mean, last week's was pretty good, so hopefully we can top that this time.
The video is going to be a bit delayed for the last week's show.
Yeah, so for the last show, we had a few technical difficulties. If you were listening last week, you'll know that we were super excited to have a new camera in with us. Turns out it didn't record some audio, so I need to kind of fiddle with it a bit. But we're back to handycams this week. So nice and simple. So that will be going up in the next few days. So yes, so just search KUBE Radio Kiel on YouTube, and you will find all of our videos. We'll be posting them up on our social media as well.
Amongst other videos that KUBE are making over the course of the next few weeks, as part of our new brand of KUBE TV alongside our KUBE Radio. So any students out there, there'll be lots of kind of BuzzFeed-esque videos that we're going to be trying to produce.
Definitely.
So yeah, check it out.
Find us on
John's
Facebook.
putting a lot of effort into it.
Find us on Facebook at it's www.facebook.com/KubeTV. So
or you just go on the search bar and type KUBE TV.
Or just search KUBE TV.
And it's right there.
And it's there ready for your liking.
With a mammoth 59 likes.
Mate. We are famous, Facebook famous, working on getting no.
However, talking about like 59 likes and numbers that KUBE are draining in, we had our first KUBE breakout yesterday at Lockdown. Yeah, it was brilliant. And we had over 1,000 people come to our event yesterday.
Yep.
John, I'm sure you were aware as you were there.
It was epic. So yes, we had, it was the first breakout of the semester, which is, so for those of you who didn't go or were too drunk to realise what was happening, it was a sound clash between the two DJ societies, that's Indietronic and DMK. We are hosting them every Monday, the last Monday of every month. So the next one is November 30th, so be sure to come. And we raised a lot of money for KUBE and for the two radio societies, and some of the profit is going to Oxfam as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
It was a successful evening for KUBE. Definitely.
Lockdowns these year are actually getting a lot busier.
Yeah, they are.
They opened the ballroom because normally it's in K2 and Squirrel. So they opened the ballroom. How we had some DJs in there. It was epic.
Although we didn't stay out till the ballroom.
I had a long weekend. Which, speaking of which, So how was your weekend? What did you get up to?
My brother came up, who he might be listening.
Shout out to
Samuel Lear, who you missed because you're in Edinburgh. But
yeah,
my brother and I just chilled. Kind of went out. Alex Whitworth, station manager, showed him a night out in Newcastle and tried to attempt to show him a night out at the SU, but wasn't allowed into this place because he was a bit too drunk. But yeah, I think my brother had a interesting experience with our station manager.
Yeah, I can imagine. That makes you sounds like you fiddled with him or something.
It's Whitworth.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible, yeah. But yeah, he seemed like he had a decent weekend. It was nice seeing him.
That's good. Yeah, I'm sad I missed him actually.
Yeah, you've met him twice.
Twice now. Yeah, once was in Essex and then Exeter after a very hungover. Well, a very messy
which
we
alluded to last week about your events, but I am still waiting for the opportune moment to really bring out those guns. Anyway, so you went to Edinburgh.
Yeah, I actually went to visit my cousin in Edinburgh. Shout out to James and Annie. I think Annie's listening as well, and Emmett if you're there, and possibly Pete.
So everyone that you met in Edinburgh.
Everyone in their flat, yeah. So yeah, I went up to visit them. First time in Scotland. It was great. Edinburgh's a gorgeous city.
Was it cold?
It was actually warmer than Stoke was when I got there. It got cold like the following 2 days. Like Saturday and Sunday were pretty nippy, but no, it was good. It's a lovely city.
Good nightlife.
Went to some local bars. Yeah, really cool Scottish bar called Captain's Bar, which they had some live Scottish folk music on, and the band were really good. And anybody from the crowd could join in if they knew songs. If they had songs that they wanted to sing, they could just sing them.
Oh, that's quite cool.
It was really awesome. And then we went to probably the most hipster bar I've ever been in, which shows film screenings and has massive sofas. It kind of looks like a Crackdown a little bit.
Very hipster.
But it was great. And what else did we do? We went to Frankenstein's, which is the world's first and only horror-themed nightclub.
Really?
Yep.
Like all the time it's horror themed?
Yep.
That's sick.
Yeah, and so obviously Halloween coming up, so they're going to have a busy one. And there's like points in the night where they lower a mannequin of Frankenstein onto the dance floor.
That's quite cool.
It's cool. Really
Talking about Halloween.
Really nice. Speaking of Halloween, so Edinburgh was awesome.
Galore today.
Segue to galore. Yes, I can't speak.
You always have this problem at the start of shows.
So speaking of Halloween, so KUBE TV's got some stuff planned. We're going to be releasing some videos soon. More stuff that's actually happening like soon. We've got KPA. KUBE's doing another KPA takeover, so we will be at the KPA on Friday. I think it's from 8 PM. So come on down. That'll be fun. We've got some people DJing. So yeah, more DJs. It's gonna be good. Be there.
Yeah.
And then the SU, we've got. I think that's also on the Friday. It's a Halloween ball. So if you want to pre-drink at the KPA, and then go to the SU because they're right by each other.
Yeah.
You know, you should do that really. I mean, I'm
definitely
working, but it's going to be fun.
We've had like 6 minutes on the show and we've been basically plugging KUBE. There was meant to be a board somewhere in here that basically showed all the events of KUBE.
Yeah, I think that's
I swear we are missing some, but if we do remember, we'll tell you later. But I think we should break up this speak.
Should we actually
with some music?
We've been talking for 8 minutes, but feels like forever.
Yeah, it does. Sorry, guys.
Yes, we are going to start with we're going to start with Grapevine Fires by Def Cub for QC and Love 40 Down by Frank Turner. Here we go. And that was Love 40 Down by Frank Turner and Grapevine Fires by Death Cab for QC, kicking us off for the third show of semester 1. We are back.
We are definitely back, and our new feature that we previewed last week, which we've decided to come up with a name which isn't exactly original, because I swear down I've heard it somewhere before, but we're going to go for it, and if anybody wants to sue us, bring it. It's our like University Challenge game show, which is kind of a mixture of Mastermind and basically Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and any other game show with questions, but we've decided to call it what, John?
So this is a new feature we're going to be doing every week now. It is called Universally Challenged because we suck.
Yeah,
basically.
And just want to remind you, John, that I did win last week.
So I suck.
Yeah,
basically.
You suck. You suck more than I do at the moment.
Lawrence is mediocre. I'm decent.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. Yeah, okay. And so we're going to space it out this week instead of just doing it in one big segment. We're going to just because we got fewer features this week because less things have annoyed us this week, so we can't do Room 101 just yet unless something pops in my head, which is probably quite likely. So as the way we did it last week, we are going to do 3 like general knowledge questions based on our topics that we do for uni. So John does history and geography, so I'm going to ask him 1 history question, 1 geography question, and 1 music question. I do history, criminology, so I'm going to get 1 history question, 1 crime question, and then 1 music question. Yep. And then we're going to do our specialist topics, which you've chosen this week, Frank Turner.
Yep.
Which we were going to do last week, but you decided to do Halo. And we'll talk about Halo later because you've got plenty to say. Yeah. And this week mine is Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits fame. So we'll see who wins. So I'll start off and then we'll break out with some music.
Let's do it.
Your general knowledge questions, John. I wish we had some mood lighting in here to get it.
We should get a jingle.
Yeah, we should get some background music on.
We should make a jingle to play. That's a good idea.
And
coming soon.
Some tense music in the background. Okay, so your history question. I wonder if you'll get this one. I wonder. Name the aircraft that dropped the nuclear bombs on Japan in World War II.
Do I have to name the specific aircraft?
It has a common name.
It's a B-52, isn't it?
Yeah, but it has a kind of actual name, a nickname. That's the term.
I don't know that one.
Okay, it is Enola Gay.
Enola Gay.
Enola Gay. which
There we
is a
go.
famous song by someone. I think it's like orchestral music movement or something like that. Who did a song about that, and it's quite a big song.
Do I get half a point for saying B52?
Yeah, I think you do. To
Okay.
be fair, I'll give you half a point. You need
Ding.
you need all the points you
Yeah.
you can get, John. Okay, here's your geography question.
Hit me.
What is, well, to the nearest, I'll give you 5 million or 10 million, John. Which one do you want nearest to? I guess you want the 10 million.
Let's go for 10 to give me some more leeway.
Right.
Probably going to need it.
Geography then. What is the population of Bangladesh? Quite a small country.
Quite a small country.
But in a highly populated
so
area.
So within the nearest 10 million.
Yeah.
I am going to go for 60 million people.
You are very wrong.
Very wrong.
Very,
Is it
very wrong.
much,
It's
much
much higher.
Yeah.
Bangladesh is one of the highest population densities in the world.
Man. This
And
bodes well for my...
this-
well, I don't do
I think
human geography.
Bangladesh, I'm guessing, I haven't got the exact figures, is probably about either the size of England,
Yeah.
probably around that, maybe slightly smaller,
Mm-hmm.
and has a
In landmass,
population of 156.6 million.
I was quite far off
Yeah,
there.
you were. So if I offered you to the nearest 100 million, you would have you would have
Then
got
I'd have got it.
you
yeah.
would
The
have
nearest-
just got it as
the
well.
nearest- the
You
nearest-
wouldn't have even just like got it in. You would have just got it by
Oh.
4 million.
Christ.
Yeah. Okay. So the music question.
Hit me.
I'll give you a clue afterwards. Well, I'll give you
What,
a
after I've said the answer.
no. I'll give you a clue after the question if you're struggling, because
Okay.
it won't be surprising when you find it out. But
one
you'll.
of those.
It's one of those things where unless you kind of think somewhat out of the box, you won't get it. Who has, in the 21st century, 3 of the top 10 best-selling albums? So in the top 10, this artist has 3 of them.
Okay. I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
In 21st century.
21st century.
Yeah, 21st century.
Not Michael Jackson. Then.
Not Michael Jackson.
He wasn't around for much of the 21st
No.
century.
And when he was in court most of the time. I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a few clues.
Go on.
It's a male,
Right. Okay.
so that knocks off maybe like 40% of the music industry.
Best selling.
And he's a rapper.
Eminem.
Eminem.
Yes.
Eminem. He has 3 of the top 10 best-selling albums of the 21st century,
I'm gonna
all
give-
before 2004.
Okay.
Guess how many albums you reckon he sold total out of those 3 albums?
What? How many copies of those albums
Yeah,
he
yeah.
sold? I'm going to say like probably 40 million maybe.
Nah, it's. I
More?
think it's about 75 million
Jeez.
for 3 albums.
Congratulations to Eminem, and
Who-
also well done to Annie for getting the Bangladesh question right.
Fair
so
enough.
you should come
She
on the
acted
show and
quick,
do this
yeah.
instead of me.
John, yeah,
That's why you're at Edinburgh and I'm at Kiel.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Basically, who do you reckon he has the joint top-selling album
what of all time
of the 21st
of
century?
the 21st century? So another artist that has that much.
Yeah. More recent, female. Probably gonna have another best-selling album very, 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 very soon. British.
Adele.
Yes. Adele's got the best-selling album of
She
this.
released a new single
Yeah,
recently.
that's why I reckon.
I haven't listened to
I
it
haven't
yet.
either, but I know it's called Hello. Apparently, it's good. Apparently,
Yeah, we won't be playing that today.
and she's once again been very uncreative with the album name, because I think it's going to be called 24
Okay.
because it's gone 18, 21, 24.
Nice.
So she's going to keep a trend.
Well, at least she's been consistent.
Yeah, consistency is key, I guess.
Cool.
But yeah, what? Okay, this was the question I was going to do for the music one. These ones don't count anyway.
Uh-huh.
What is the best-selling song of all time?
Best-selling song of all time.
Mhm. This was the one I was going to ask, but I decided to go for the albums.
Best-selling of all time. Thriller by Michael Jackson?
Nope.
No, I don't know.
White Christmas by Bing
For
Crosby.
fuck's sake! Of course, it would be a Christmas song, wouldn't it?
Mhm. That's what I think. That's my backup plan. If
Yeah.
I don't do well in my career, I'm just going to write
just make a
semi-successful Christmas song and just get royalties every year. Because I was watching About a Boy, the film with Hugh Grant, early 2000, and he doesn't have a job and all his money comes from his dad's Christmas song. And I'm just like, that's a life I could live.
Very lazy man.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've played, we've done your round. And
so
how many points did you get?
I got 1.5.
You got 1.5 points, which is basically with 1 point better than, But it was quite a tough question if I didn't give you help. So we're going to play some music now. Can we play, John? Ladies and gentlemen, we are Walking in Space by Spiritualized. And that following that, can we have Cool Kids by Echo Smith?
Yeah, of course you can. Cool. Absolutely. So here we go, kicking this off. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we are Floating in Space.
That's the one.
By Spiritualized. I remember the song name.
Yeah.
Here we go. And that was Cool Kids by Echo Smith and ladies and gentlemen, we are Floating in Space by Spiritualized. We are back for some more Universally Challenged. Here we go.
Your turn to ask a question.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you got them set up?
I have. They're on my phone. Let me just pull them up right now.
Professionalism.
No, you know it. So general knowledge questions. So for Lawrence, we have a music one, a criminology one, and a history one.
Cool.
We are going to start with the history one. When was the American Independence Day originally? When was independence in America originally claimed?
1776.
Yep. Do you want to say the specific date?
4th of July.
Yeah, of course. Nailed it. 1 point for Lawrence.
Sound.
It's a pretty easy one. I'm just going to start with that one. Right. So for music, we have, what is the best-selling album of all time?
No, you're kidding me. I just was on. Oh wait, so it's just Adele. Oh no, that's 21st century.
Of all time.
Of all time. Oh fuck. God, I'm gonna kick myself when I get this wrong.
I'll give you a clue. The artist I was guessing most last time.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Thriller.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to for bonus points?
Right.
Do you want to guess the
amount?
The amount to the nearest 10 million.
Nearest 10 million.
Yep.
I'd say 60 million.
60 million.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer, Mr. Lear?
I'm guessing so, but I'm nervous now because the way
yes,
you're looking at me.
It was with sales thought to be around 51 to 65 million.
Sound.
So
okay, that's
well done. 2 out of 2 so far.
Cool.
To the nearest 5 years, how long was Alcatraz open for? So for your criminology.
Oh shit.
For your criminology question.
Fuck. I'd say how long, as in years?
How long was it operating as a federal prison?
To the nearest?
To the nearest 5 years.
I'd say 40 years.
Oh, you were close. 30 years.
Fuck. Was it only that long? Did it stop in the 70s?
Yeah, I think it was 1976. It ceased to be active as a federal prison.
Yeah.
So there we go. So Lawrence got 2 out of 3. I got 1.5. You beat me on general knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Continuing to beat me at Universally Challenged.
Just for now, you still got your specialist rounds. Still got Frank Turner to save you.
Yeah, oh God. Well, as long as it's not where his granddad worked or whatever, which is one of the questions we were going to choose.
Turns out his granddad was chairman of BHS, just for those who.
So there you go.
Yeah. Your topic last week was Halo.
It was. Yep.
And today,
I didn't do all that great, I must admit.
But how well did you play the new game today?
Yeah, so Halo 5 came out today. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you might have seen the photo I put up. Yeah, it's really good. So instead of going into uni and doing work, I spent probably about half the day at least playing that. So yeah, it's good fun. Very different. Like 343, who produce it now, have really mixed it up. But it's
for
great.
The better.
For the better, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I've heard the story is pretty lacking, which is kind of sad.
Did you just play online?
No, I'm starting on a campaign.
Right.
I don't really care about the multiplayer, to be honest.
How far in the campaign are you? You've played 6 hours.
Mission 4 or 5, something like that.
How many do you reckon?
I don't know. I think there's usually it's around 12. So
all right.
Hopefully there's more than 12.
All right.
But we'll see. It's good so far. It's enjoyable.
How much did you pay roughly? Like 50?
What for the game?
Yeah.
It was. I think it was 50. Games are
expensive. Like
now,
controllers are expensive.
Like,
that's the worst bit.
The new Battlefront is 55, which is ridiculous. But it is EA, and they like to charge out the asshole for everything. Yeah. And then Fallout 4 and the new Tomb Raider game come out on the same day. So apologies if you don't see me for like a week or more. This Fallout 4 is going to be amazing.
I'm used to it, man. Like, I'm not expecting you to be in the seminar tomorrow. I'm surprised you're even doing work for it.
I'll be there. I just won't have very much to say.
You're gonna get confused about talking about medieval society and start talking about Halo.
Yeah, I could talk about that.
You're gonna be so sleep deprived from battling aliens with guns.
Talk about that all day, but you know what the dead owe the living for our death and dying seminar tomorrow is going to be a bit of a challenge, I must admit. But there we go.
11 o'clock talks on why dead people are important is not the cheeriest of subjects. Anyway, before we move on to the specialist areas of the
of Universally Challenged, our new feature,
what music do you want to play this time?
I am going to play Dakota by Stereophonics and something else. What am I going to play? I'm going to play Noah by Amber Run. So here we go. Kicking that off, we have got Dakota by Stereophonics. Here we go. And that was Noah by Amber Run. And what was the other song that we played? I can't remember. Dakota by Stereophonics. There we go.
Well done, John.
I'm the best DJ ever.
We're a bit distracted, John, because we've both got the concept of pizza in our minds.
Yeah, the good thing about having a radio show on Tuesday is Tube for Tuesdays. So that is dinner every week, sorted.
Every week.
Try to order from Papa John's, but they won't deliver to Kiel. So
they don't accept the fact that Kiel has a postcode.
Kiel doesn't exist, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Well, to a lot of people, when you explain where Kiel is, it may well as not exist.
Yeah, I had that in Edinburgh, trying to explain where Kiel is, like somewhere between Manchester and Birmingham.
Yeah, it's better than saying it's in Stoke.
Yeah, I tried to avoid saying it's from Stoke. It is in Stoke, even.
Yeah,
it's a shithole.
Well, I like to just emphasise it's outside of Stoke. It was its own country once.
It was state. For about, what was it, like 2 weeks?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, to have your own passport.
I think we should reclaim such a thing, or at least Cube should do that. The Cube studio should become its own
independent state of Cube.
Take the world's smallest state title away from the Vatican, and we'll fight the Pope. That's what I'm saying.
Or the SU.
The SU. The thing is, there's only one real entrance into this place. If we barricade that, we're sorted. Like Cube, it's just an extended Q 24-hour show, which we're doing at December 4th, guys. Plug.
Yep, we are doing the first of our 2 24-hour charity broadcasts. We are going to do that on the 4th of December till the 5th. So yeah, tune in. We're going to have lots of challenges and games and stuff going on. We're hopefully going to be live streaming it as well, so that's coming up soon. Yeah, if all goes well.
It'll be sound as a pound.
So that will be good. So do that. I don't think we've announced which charity we're doing it for yet, but
I think options. I think we're going to discuss which ones some people find most appealing to them. So if anybody has a suggestion or anything like that a charity that we could work for, I'm sure we'll listen and take it on board, or not. But it doesn't hurt telling us. Anyway,
yeah. Hopefully, it's most likely going to be a local Kiel-based society / charity, or we'll do something completely different to what I just said. So, yeah. Who knows?
Just ignore us for now.
Coming up soon.
And the date is provisional as well, as in it's definitely not.
So everything we've just said about the charity broadcast.
Basically, there's going to be a 24-hour broadcast.
Yeah.
At some point in the future.
For a charity.
Of some description. And we're going to be there with video chatting.
Possibly with video.
That is basically what's going to happen. So what we were doing before we broke with the songs, we were doing the University Challenge, and you don't need to bring your phone out because it's your turn to answer the questions, John.
Yep, that's true.
And this time it is your specialist subject, Frank Turner, who we've played today.
Yep.
And here we go.
Hit me.
This one's fairly easy, I think. How many albums has Frank Turner released?
Are we including the compilation albums? Or is it just total albums?
It was the amount of albums that were in the I can't say that word.
Discography.
Yeah, that's the one. And Wikipedia.
I'm going to go with, I think it's 11.
11?
Yeah.
No.
What is it?
6.
6.
6.
So that's not including the compilation albums
No.
then. Okay.
I should have asked you before how many you think with the compilation and one without them.
Yeah. So it's actually 10, but so I was wrong anyway. But there we go.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. When he's performing live, I really expect you to get this one.
Hit me.
What's his band called with him?
The Sleeping Souls.
There we go. 2.5 points. Woo. Okay. Which royal at Eton College did Frank Turner go to school with?
I think is it Prince William?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So that's 3.5 points.
Hooray.
Hooray. Yeah.
I'm still very universally challenged.
Yeah. Then, well, just... I'm not going to say bonus points, but just bonus question. Where did he go to university briefly?
Briefly.
I think he may have got a degree. I just know he went to them.
I actually don't know that one.
He went to London School of
Oh,
Economics.
LSE, that was it.
Or-
Fuck.
Yeah.
Almost.
Would you have, if I said without the compilation albums, would you have got the albums right?
No, because I said 11 and it's 10 because he released. There's 4 compilation albums plus the 6 that
Yeah.
the normal ones, so it's 10.
He's been about...
I can do math.
He's been, yeah. Yeah, you can.
I'm clever.
Yeah. He's done more... he's been around longer than I thought he has. I thought he's kind of only recently been breaking out. He's released probably like 4 albums before he kind of broke out.
Yeah, I think his first album, which was... I don't remember the... Sleep is for the Week. I think it was 2007 was the first one, because he was in Million Dead, which was a rock band beforehand, and then they split up, and then he did his solo career.
Apparently he's been receiving death threats recently because of an article in the Guardian. Yeah, I don't know why. He seems fairly...
He's very chill.
Yeah, I'm surprised. He apparently received like 60 odd death threats for an article in the Guardian about some political view he had.
Yeah, he's very like well, I mean, one of his songs is called Thatcher Fuck the Kids. So
right,
yeah, it's basically about how Thatcher ruined the country.
Some people do hold those views.
Refuses to play that, and understandably now at any gigs.
Just in case there's someone who likes Thatcher there.
Yeah, well, no, I think he's trying to distance himself from his like past
political
views,
agenda. Fair enough. Fair enough. Indeed.
It's a good song, actually.
Shall we play it now and piss Thatcherites off?
No, let's not do that.
Yeah, so those are the 3 questions. So you got 3.5 points?
3.5 points in total.
Yes. In total.
And
which
you
is
were on
2.5.
2. I don't know.
Let's say I was on 2 to keep... so it's...
Oh, this feature is going so well.
Yeah, no, we're tired, man.
We're
We're tired. Give us a break. Anyway, so have you got your phone questions up?
Yes, I have.
This section hasn't been long enough to break up with music.
Right, so your specialist topic, Mr. Lear, is the musician Mark Knopfler.
Yep.
Most known for Dire Straits.
Yep, indeed.
And his solo career has been quite successful.
It's been moderately successful, but most people that listen to him are old as hell and do not know how to use like modern streaming sites and stuff like that, so he doesn't really get as much listenership as probably he does. But yeah, when I went to see him at a gig, we were one of the very few under 28s there.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't care really. I got to see Bob Dylan. It was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so what are my questions?
So your first question is, what is Mark Knopfler's middle name?
Freuder.
Yes.
Cool.
So Brothers in Arms was their biggest studio album. How many copies did it sell worldwide?
I'm going to go with 20 million.
30 million.
30 million. Rah. Well done, Mark Knopfler.
And the slightly more obscure one, Mark Knopfler composed and produced film scores for 8 films. Can you name any?
Name any?
Just one.
Last Exit to Brooklyn, Cowl, Wag the Dog. He was going to do one for Private Peaceful, but didn't.
Yeah, you got like 3 of those,
Yeah.
so that's fine.
Yeah.
So all 3 questions there. So you've possibly got 5.5 points, I think.
Another win.
So
Not acting smug at all.
Yeah,
looking
Lawrence
into the
smashed
camera with a big gleeful smile. But Now, I think next week, if I do win 3 in a row, I think you do need to jump into the lake at Kew.
I'm not doing that. I've already done that once.
You do need to run across Forest of Light naked.
I'm not doing that. I haven't done that at all.
You need to run in the library naked.
No, I'm not doing that. I am the most universally challenged yet again. Not really that surprising, to be honest.
Well, you gave it a good old go, John.
I did better than I did last week.
Yeah, you did,
pretty
to
sure.
be fair. I think I just asked maybe 2 difficult questions. Like, yours are probably slightly more approachable, whereas mine are just like
I suppose it has
obscure.
to be. I suppose it's general knowledge, so it has to be kind of obscure. But there you go.
Mm-hmm.
No, specific. That's the other way around. Specialist knowledge, so it has to be more obscure.
Yeah, I guess so.
If it was obscure general knowledge, it wouldn't be general knowledge. Should we play some music?
Yeah,
Lawrence?
let's play some music,
I'm just
man.
falling apart here, man.
Can we play Space Song by Beach House and then follow that with a request from my friend George Watson, who usually requests every week?
Okay.
Prove My Love by the Violent Femmes.
Sure, let's do that. We're going to kick it off with Space Song by Beach House. Here we go. And that was... What did we have? We had... Prove My Love by the Violent Femmes for... That was a request. Who was that
That
for?
was George Watson.
Awesome. And the other song was by Beach House.
By Space Song.
Space Song by Beach House. That would be useful if I knew what songs we just played.
Yeah, it would probably be quite professional.
Professional radio here at KUBE.
Well, we've hit the hour mark. We're waiting on our pizza. I'm waiting on the call.
Yep, Domino's has been ordered. Let the hype commence.
We've got an hour to kill, John, and we've got 1 feature still to go.
That's fine. We
So
can
I
cram
think-
plenty of music in. So if you have any requests, please send them our way.
Please
Either on
send us
Facebook-
requests. Damn it.
Please send us requests. Either on Facebook or message the studio, and we will stick them on for you.
Yeah, sound as a pound. We're doing our Urban Dictionary thing that we do every week. Where
This is probably my favourite feature.
Yeah.
I enjoy this one.
I'm like, the thing is, we kind of prepare it the hour before we come on the show.
No, Lawrence, we
prepare literally as soon as we exit this studio.
We prepared it days ago, not literally before we came in the studio.
No, definitely not. And the issue with, we don't tell each other what words we've chosen, and we're both using the same site. And chances are that we've both picked
There's
the same.
There's a lot of phrases on Urban Dictionary. I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll be
let's
fine.
just hope to God that we haven't done that.
So that could be interesting. So yeah, the Urban Dictionary game is we each have 3 phrases even, and we say the phrase, and then the other person has to guess, give a sort of general guess as to what that word could mean, and then we'll read out the actual definition. And if you're not familiar with some of the phrases on Urban Dictionary, they can be rather out there.
Yeah,
to say
so
the
there's a
least.
lot of ones that I love to say, but due to just general, the people that may be listening, aka family members, refrain.
I know
from
we're
certain-
past the watershed, but some of them are a bit
Yeah, there's just much
too out there.
Like people spending the time to come up with phrases for things that I can't believe humans actually perform within the boudoir is something that I just can't believe, and they actually go on the site and actually make up terms and expect people to, I don't know, it just astounds me, humans really.
I know, it's crazy.
Anyway, mine aren't too bad. There's only one that's really like a bit disgusting.
Okay, so
we'll do one each.
We'll do one each.
One each.
And then we'll play some music after we finish. So
we'll play a lot of music
are
after
you
we finish.
Are you gonna start, Lawrence?
Yeah, I'll start. So, John, your first one is lactivist.
Lactivist. So is that to do with like lactivist? I don't know, my mind went straight to lactation for some reason.
You're in the right ballpark.
Lactivist. Is that somebody who it's like kind of a free the nipple thing where they go out on a
You're really close,
and
really close.
Lactivate on
lactate.
What?
Why
On
do
somebody? I don't know.
We're going into like 13-year-old biology here, even younger. Why do women lactate, John?
Well, first of all, what are women? I'm not sure what. I'm not.
2 hours isn't enough time.
I'm not familiar.
2 hours is not enough.
I'm not familiar with the concept, I'm afraid, Lawrence.
Well, let's ignore let's ignore that.
Please just tell me the definition.
Right. Lactivist is like one issue with some women, like when they need to feed their babies with the milk. I can't sound more awkward saying this.
Hit me. Come on,
do you know some people are on the argument that you shouldn't get your booze out and feed people in public.
Oh, okay.
And some people are like, oh, it's natural, you should be able to do it. Lactivists are women that proudly display their nether regions and show off the nipple and feed their baby in public without any care, and kind of do it as a protest against people that do seem squeamish or against it.
Fair enough.
So that is what a lactivist is. And personally, I think, yeah, right. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah,
the only issue with that is if you're like in a train or something, there are just weird people in the world. Just that's the only problem. I don't care. I don't think you should care.
As a woman,
otherwise.
I'm sure that affects you deeply, Lawrence.
Yeah, I know. Like my boobs are sensitive, and I don't want any man just ogling them when I'm feeding my kid.
Okay.
Anyway,
Right.
What's your one?
My first phrase is investment banger.
Investment banger.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's to do with investment bankers.
Somewhat.
Is it an investment banger? An investment banker who's got lots of money, who pays women a lot to have sex.
Isn't that prostitution, Lawrence?
Yeah, but this is... Alright, I don't know what investment banger is.
So an investment banger is someone who specialises in dating seemingly unattractive people that later blossom into fitties.
That's quite intelligent.
Apparently.
Apparently so. I'm trying to think. Nah.
And my favourite bit about Urban Dictionary is the little quote that they use. So they use the word in context. The quote is, "Did you see Dave's missus? She's a 9 out of 10. She used to be such a munter though. He's such an investment banger." There we go.
Yeah, it's quite... I like that one.
The more you know.
The more you know. Here's one a bit more like less humorous, but quite accurate to a lot of people in this world. That would go into my room 101. Trend bomber.
Trend bomber. Trend bomber. Does the bomb part have to really have anything to do with it, or is it just?
It will make sense when I tell
bomber.
you. Focus more on the trend part.
Yeah. Is that just like?
What happens when trends occur, and people
post about them all the time?
Yeah, and people.
So
Okay, a trend bomb is basically someone that, when something big happens, they'll kind of join on the wagon.
Yeah.
They're basically bandwagoning, but they have no right in doing so.
Okay.
So I think the example Urban Dictionary used was like an 80-year-old person in Forever 21 trying to get young person's clothes when they're definitely not young.
Okay.
So just people that try and get in with a hyped up trend when they have no right in doing so.
Okay, fair enough.
That is a trend
There
bomber.
you go. That's a trend bomber for you.
Mm-hmm. Your second one?
My second one is ass vice.
Ass vice.
Yes.
Is that asking for advice about sex with your mate?
No.
Is it not?
No, it's not. It is the unwelcomed and unsolicited advice given to someone.
Ass vice. I prefer mine.
And the quote is, "Thanks for ass vice, but I think I'll do it my own way."
Fair enough.
Yep.
I think ass vice could also be used if you're just looking at someone's ass and just go to your friend and ask if it's a nice ass or not. Ass vice.
Oh man,
seems to make sense.
There you go.
That's my 2 cents on the issue. And my last one, which is linked to the first one in terms of the word and how it sounds.
Yep.
Not the meaning though.
Hit me.
Laxident.
Laxident.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you accidentally eat a laxative and shit yourself in a public place?
Well, it's
like
close. But it's more like, as I said, it's linked with the first one in terms of it's not lax as in LAX, it's lact as in like lactose.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's when someone who has lactose intolerance accidentally eats a dairy product,
Right.
and then violently has diarrhea.
Oh. I love how it's violent diarrhea. It's not like even
No, I added that bit.
not just like slight diarrhea, just violent.
Linking like to that about violent, like, as used as a
I thought you were
superlative.
going to go like a diarrhea.
No.
I
No.
was wondering where you were taking
Well,
that.
I was on StumbleUpon with you, and there was something that was described as violently American, and there was
I remember
it was
this.
a burger with like double cheese, bacon, and like 2 burger patties.
Yep.
And the buns were glazed donuts,
Jesus.
and it was described as being violently American, and I thought that was very
That is
accurate.
violently American.
Yeah. This is basically a heart attack waiting to happen.
It's hard to
But
suck
you,
on a
you
plate.
said you wouldn't try it, but if somebody said,
Sounds disgusting, man.
do you want one? I'd be like, yeah,
It's
alright.
it's like in Scotland where they have deep fried Mars bars.
Mm.
Like in theory, that sounds like possibly nice, but apparently they're disgusting. I didn't try one.
I just try it out of intrigue.
Nah.
And if I'm hospitalised, you know, you win some, lose some. What's your final
Definitely
one?
lost one. My last one is scattivism.
Scattivism.
So it's fairly similar to your first one. Scattivism.
Oh, so it's like activism. Okay.
Yes.
Scattivism. Is that when you're an activist for a shit cause and nobody agrees with it, and everybody just thinks you're overreacting?
That's a good definition, but it's not the right one.
All right.
Scattivism is shitting on somebody's property in form of protest. So, like, people don't like the police, I'm told. So they shit on police cars or something like that.
I do know of a story involving an acquaintance who did urinate on a police car once.
So that is a form of scattivism.
No, that is.
There we go. So that wraps up Urban Dictionary
For this week.
for this week. We'll be back with some more of that next week.
Yeah.
Some more disgusting
And
phrases.
it turns out we didn't choose the same ones, which is good.
Yeah, I'm sure that will happen at some point.
Yeah, it's going to happen soon enough. Anyway, shall we play some more music?
Yes, let's do that.
I think we should just get one of the other requests out of the way for my friend our friend Nilshan Kugaraja, who's kind of taking the mood of indie in the evenings. Can I just stress this, Nilshan? The show's indie in the evenings.
Yeah.
We're taking it away, and we're bringing in some grime. Which, don't get me wrong, everybody knows I love a bit of grime.
Yeah. Speaking of grime, if you do like grime, listen to Anthem Hour. That is on a Monday from 9 till 11.
Yeah.
So we had them in the studio on our first show.
I think Nilshan must have just heard that show, saw that we played some grime, and thought, you know what, this is happening every week, and starts requesting it. Look, I would be up for having a little section of grime, not gonna lie, but it does defeat the point, and we do have you're not like the biggest,
not the biggest grime fan.
But the issue with it is, like, I could do a grime show I would be happy to do a grime show, but we've got, I think, 2 or 3 other grime shows at KUBE.
Quite a few now.
So Anthem Hour, that's the one that we do know.
Yep. There is another grime show. We don't know what it is, but just keep listening 24 hours a day, and I'm sure you'll find it.
You'll chance upon it, unless they're lazy and don't turn up, and you have to wait another week.
So, what is the grime request?
So it's right
on the
right
indie show.
It's right at the bottom of the playlist, and it's called Friends by Young'un, featuring Conan of Crept & Conan fame and DVS.
Sound. And after that, we are going to play Your Love's a Whore by Wolf Alice, which is actually an indie song. We played some Wolf Alice last week. I actually quite like them now, so probably more of that.
And they're performing at Kiel.
And they're performing at Kiel, not as soon as I expected.
No.
It's sometime next year.
Yeah,
so
it's March, I
think tickets have gone on sale now. So if you go to the Sugar Mills website and buy a ticket, and it'll be good.
Is that at Sugar Mill?
No, it's hosted in conjunction with the Kiel SU and Sugar Mill.
Right. Okay.
But it's at the Kiel University.
Fair enough.
SU
That's what it was like
thing.
with Snoop Dogg. Don't know why Kiel don't just do their own little bit, but
Who knows?
who cares?
So they're coming to Kiel. So we're going to kick that off with Friends for Nilshan, because grime apparently is a
Grime
thing.
is life.
So there we go. And welcome back to Indie in the Evenings. We had lots of songs there. We had Friends, the grime song for Mr. Nilshan Kugaraja. We had Your Love's a Whore by Wolf Alice, Heart and Soul by Twin Atlantic, and what was the other one that we just played? It was Razor Blade by The Strokes for James. Thank you for listening yet again. So Lawrence has gone to get the pizza, so he's not here at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to play some more songs, because we are a radio station and that is what we do. So, to fill the gap while he's doing that, we've got Salt by Bad Sons, A Girl and His Cat by Biffy Clyro, and What's My Age Again by Blink-182. So I hope you enjoy those, and Lawrence will be back to provide conversation and pizza for me. So here we go. Salt by Bad Sons. And that was What's My Age Again by Blink-182, A Girl and His Cat by Biffy Clyro, and what was the other song we played?
I probably wasn't here because I was collecting the pizza.
Yeah, Lawrence is back now. He has pizza.
Yay! And I'm really happy. My mood's elevated tenfold, and now I'm got stomach cramps for eating it too quickly. But you know.
And it was the other song was Salt by Bad Sons.
Right.
Saved
so
it.
Those were those songs, and now we're gonna do something that we didn't do. I actually don't think we've done this year.
No, we haven't.
Actually, no, that's a lie. We did it first week.
We did do it this year.
We did it once, but we didn't do it last week. So this is the first time when it's just me and John doing this section. It's our much famed cheesy section. This week we have
world famous.
Yeah, world famous. This week we have lined up Life is a Roller Coaster by Ronan Keating, In Your Eyes by Kylie Minogue, and then Brian Adams and Mel C of Spice Girls, When You're Gone.
It was funny because I was listening to last week's playlist, which I think some of these songs were on.
Yeah, I just transferred it
on the train to Edinburgh and had it on shuffle, and then so it went from sort of relatively indie music to Ronan Keating, Life is a Roller Coaster.
Hey, it's a smooth transition.
I mean, yeah, of course it is. So
Everybody loves this song.
We are gonna kick it off with said song. This is Life is a Roller Coaster by Ronan Keating. Let the cheese begin. Yeah. And that was Your Life is a Roller Coaster by Ronan Keating, In Your Eyes by Kylie Minogue, and what was the last one? That was by Madder.
Which was a request.
It was a request from Jordan Clark, old friend from secondary school. That is from the Rayman Hoodlum Havoc soundtrack. It's
can't say I've played it.
PS2. It was a classic.
Yeah,
it was great. It's one of the rare occasions where a song from a game soundtrack is actually decent. But yeah,
well, FIFA have decent soundtracks.
Yeah, well, I mean they're all. Yeah, well, fair enough. I don't really play FIFA that much. I don't really have a rebuttal to that one.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, we got 7 minutes left. We may as well say our goodbyes, John.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's been an interesting show.
It's been emotional.
Been the best.
Emotional as usual. Not quite as good as last week.
No, probably not. That's
not our worst.
No, we've had some really bad ones, so come on, that's not really saying much.
That's true.
Yeah, it's been alright. We'll be better next week.
Distinctly
mediocre, forgettable. Forgettable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not forgettable, because the show will be uploaded on YouTube in a couple of days. So if you missed it, and you're just tuning in now for like the last 5 minutes, sorry about that. But you can watch it on YouTube. Just type in KUBE Radio Kiel. We will be plastering it all over our social media as well. I like that word, plastering. Plastering. It's fun. Anyway,
it's a bit late, isn't it, John?
I'm tired now. I want to go home and play Halo. Is basically what I want to do right now. So we are going to close the show with "The Scientist" by Coldplay, especially for James because he loves them so much.
Thank you for listening.
Yep, thank you for listening. Check the video out on YouTube. We will be back next week, 9 till 11. Join us then. So this is "The Scientist" by Coldplay, especially for Mr. James Merrick.
Hair out. Thoughts?
No comment.